Morphguy1000 here with another X-Saber deck profile. Legacy of the Valiant just dropped, so I felt as if it would be a nice time to make another deck profile. Let's go into the deck. First, we have triple Darksoul. Always run him in 3. He is what makes the deck playable. Next we have triple Emmers blades, again like Darksoul. This will help you get any X-Saber aside from Faultroll that you want from your deck. There are a lot of nifty tricks you can do with it, and yeah. So again, like Darksoul, just always run 3. Next up we have triple Boggart Knight. Boggart Knight is amazing in this format because he will help you get your play started very quickly, and at the worst he will bait out a Veiler, which is very common in this format. Personally I run 3. Some people only run 2 because they feel as if they can get Faultroll on the field more efficiently in other ways, but I guess that's player preference, so I'm not going to comment too much on that. Next up, I have 3 X-Saber Faultrolls. Faultrolls are pretty much like the boss monster of the deck, aside from everything that you have in the extra deck. Some people find that he clogs at 3. Personally, I don't find that an issue, because generally speaking, you will always want a Faultroll if you can summon it, which is quite often and is rather easy to do in this deck. And you will always want the free revive from Faultroll to make synchros, especially reviving stuff like Pashuul and Fulhelmknight to make Gottoms or any level 8 synchro. Next we have 2 X-Saber Pashuuls. Last format I ran 3, now I only run like 2 actual Pashuuls. I will show you what that means later. He will help you stall, he will help you make rank 8, he will help you make your Boggart into a devastating high unlay. It's just the nuts. And next we have 2 X-Saber Fulhelmknights. These guys will negate attacks for you, and they're one of the best ways to make Gottoms in this deck. Yeah, it's like the best way to make Gottoms, and it will help you make an Ensure Barkion because of Boggart's condition. I forgot to mention, Fulhelmknight can also get rid of a Draco sack very easily. I will show you how you can do this in another video, which I'll upload very soon. And last running out the monster lineup, we have 2 effect Veilers. Like I said, Veiler is very common in this format, and that is because it is very good this format, because a lot of things can dodge spell and trap effect negation. For example, Evil Storms have Pandemic, Spellbooks have Wisdom, Boojins have Turtle, if you really want to count that, and just too much stuff in the meta nowadays can stop things like Fiendish Chain and Breakthrough Skill. I still run Fiendishes, I'll show you that later, but Effect Veiler I find is very good this format, so I am running 2. Moving on to the spells, I use 1 Book of Moon, 1 Dark Hole, which are very common in most decks. I use 1 Tenki. This Tenki will help you search out Boggart Knights. I'll help you explode much faster. Basically, it makes you run 4 copies of Boggart Knight. So it's very nice, and sometimes it can turn an average 1900 attack beater into a somewhat more devastating 2k beater, which is slightly worthy to note. So yeah. Next up we have 3 MSTs. MST is absolutely amazing this format. I don't think I need too much discussion on that, simply because, you know, stuff like Abysphere, the Grand Spellbook Tower. If you chain MST in the standby, they will miss the timing to special that spellcaster from their deck. What else? Oh yeah, Tenki's. Just MST is just too good this format to not run. I also use one Pot of Duality. I only use one Duality because generally I only want to see this in the early game. I would see it late game when I already have a board set up that's not very good. So to minimize that risk, I only use one. And last, rounding out the spell lineup is one RotA. RotA will help you search either Pashuul or Fulhelmknight. Basically, it serves as an extra tuner to just make your plays slightly faster. Now onto traps. I use what I like to refer to as the big three nowadays, which is one Bottomless, one Compulse, and one Warning. I refer to them as the big three because they are generally seen in almost all decks, and they're limited to one, which kind of makes sense. So yeah. Next up, we have triple Gottoms Emergency Call. This is pretty much one of your win conditions. As soon as you resolve this card, and you can combo into it with, let's say, like a Faultroll or something, and you will generally always have game. It is just amazing. It's basically like a one card synchro monster. So yeah. Some people only run 2. I personally like 3 because it makes your deck faster. So yeah. Next up, I have 2 Fiendish Chain. In some matchups, Valor is slightly worse than Fiendish Chain. For example, it's a bad example, but let's take Evil Swarms. Yes, if you Fiendish the Ophion after they search Pandemic, generally speaking, they will just use Pandemic on a turn. But then after that, I'll say attach, and you can start making your plays. It's also significantly better against Mermails, because generally in Valor, with Valor, all you can really do is maybe negate a Abyss Megalo search, whereas this will like sometimes they will use Megalo to special summon itself by pitching Marksman and like something else, let's say a gun. Marksman will target your face down Fiendish Chain, and then you'll chain the Fiendish to the Megalo, which is pretty much like a +1 because since this is now face up on the field, Marksman can destroy it. They also lose the search, so I don't know. Would you call it +2? Yeah, I think it's yeah, I mean I call it a +2, I guess. So yeah, just for versatility's sake, I'll run 2 Fiendish Chain. I also run 2 Mirror Force. This is generally just a surprise card because after, like as my friend said, after the Dragon Ruler format, many people forgot that this card existed in the first place. So running 2 copies is generally nice to steal some games. As the meta develops, these will probably come out. But for now, they're gonna stay in. I'm still testing them out. So far they're working okay, to be honest with you, so it's not bad. So yeah. Oh, also it helps you to stop OTK decks. For example, Karakuris, Heretics, just random stuff like that. That's just way too fast for its own good. Next up, I use 1 Reinforced Truth. This is why I said I technically still run 3 Pashuul. It basically ends the battle phase on its own. So your opponent attacks, you use Truth, get a Pashuul in defense. Generally speaking, they won't have anything to get over it. So yeah, it's a very good card. It helps you to it's kind of like an engage attack, except you get a monster. And if you watch the M7 video I will upload later, you will see why this is such a good card in this deck. Generally the formula for how many Reinforced Truth you should run in your deck is number of Pashuul -1. This will mean that you don't dead draw it as much. Last but not least, I use triple trap stun. Trap stun is just the absolute nuts with Hyanlei. It is trap stun plus Hyanlei is like a Harpy's Feather Roaster, which is just, you know, absolutely amazing. I'm thinking I'm subbing these out for 7 Tools of the Bandit. Simply because 7 Tools is slightly more versatile. The only advantage that Trapstone would have, I think, would be that it'll help like stop things like skill drain. Except not many decks main deck skill drain nowadays, so that's not really an asset. 7 Tools, on the other hand, I realize you can change Gottoms E-Call to Trap Stun, but if they have Warning, then they'll just stop your play, and in some cases, where you absolutely need the emergency call to go off, it's somewhat bad, I could say, for you. It could cost you maybe the game at sometimes. So, I don't know. I'm still testing whether I should run Trap Stun or 7 Tools. I'm testing kind of both variants out. I'm slightly leaning towards Trap Stun right now, although 7 Tools does, you know, deserve some merit. There's a time where I actually ran 2 Trap Stun, 2 7 Tools, and sometimes 7 Tools was better, sometimes Trap Stun was better. I'm still debating on it. But yeah, I'll post an updated deck list when I have like a final conclusion. Now onto the extra deck. I use 1 Cataster, 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Naturia Barkion. It's gold ghost rare, that's why I can't see it that well, but yeah, it's Naturia Barkion. 1 Naturia Beast, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Vulcan the Divine, 1 X-Saber Souza, 1 X-Saber Gottoms, 2 X-Saber Hyanlei, 1 Constellar Ptolemy M7. This is the absolute nuts in this deck. 1 Invoker. Don't know whether I swap this out or not, but for now he's gonna stay. 1 Equipped Engineer, and 1 Photon Shark Bouncer. As for the side deck, it's not complete, that's why I won't cover it. But generally speaking, what I want my side deck to look like would be 2 Maxi, 2 Morphing Jar 2, or Fossil Dyna, probably Morphing Jar 2. 3 Debunk, 3 DNA Surgery, 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror, and 2 Overworked. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be posting new videos soon, hopefully. So yeah. Peace out, YouTube. Until next time.